Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Shorts Daily, presented by LaBerge Casino. TK over at Tremonti's Meat and Seafood on this Wednesday edition here in Baton Rouge. TK in Baton Rouge. I am at an undisclosed location presented by the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. It's not undisclosed. Oak Wing Country Club and home of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame golf tournament that we're going to have here on May 14th. And we're presented by LaBerge Casino, of course. Each and every event that we do, we are presented by LaBerge Casino. Today on Sports Shorts, we're going to talk to you about LSU basketball after such a positive start to their season and everything going on with LSU basketball, making the NIT. Unfortunately, they laid an egg and didn't take care of business last night. And and they lose to North Texas after this was a team they beat earlier this year. LSU baseball got back on the winning side, took care of things against Louisiana Tech, 11-1 last night. Of course, a lot else going on. Saints with a big signing. TK has it filled out his winning bracket for the NCAA tournament. He's going to be a rich man in 3 weeks. He won't be doing the show anymore after he wins all the money from his bracket. And we'll get into a whole lot more. But first, Tommy, LSU men's basketball laid a giant egg last night. They were a 2.5-point favorite at home against North Texas, and in front of about 1,800 fans, 2,000 fans max. It was a bad showing by LSU men's basketball faithful. Maybe 2,000 people. They got taken to the woodshed. I guess LSU basketball played about as much as they were late. They came out of the locker room, they looked around and went, "Well, if y'all don't care, we don't either."
Yeah, it was disappointing that the crowd was so small. And I know baseball was going on, but still, it was an NIT tournament. Now, let me wrap it up this way. LSU had 2 wins in the league last year. They had 9 this year. That's +7, second biggest gain in the conference. And as John Brady pointed out on Sports Shorts Radio last Saturday, LSU did not have a single player make all conference, first, second, or third team. So if you look at it that way, the future's bright. That Mike McMahon, if he can not have an all-conference first, second, or third team player and go +7 in the league, a league that got a lot of postseason bids, counting the NIT. Georgia won last night. I think it's a good thing going forward. Time will tell. But, yeah, it was disappointing to not get it done at home against North Texas. And, again, I wish there had been more people there, but there wasn't. So now it's time to, address the roster, who's staying, who's going, what can we get out the portal, blah, blah, blah. So that's what's next for Matt McMahon and LSU basketball. Overall, finished 17-16, the 9 wins in the league play. I would call it a good season, especially considered what happened the year before. But we'll see if they can improve next year.
It's disappointing how it ended. It is impressive that they did get to 9-9 when over/under was 4.5. The whole, didn't have an all-conference player tells me that they didn't have a stud recruit. Part of the coaching is recruiting. Let's see what happens this offseason. If LSU, obviously, the portal is how they can get fixed. The portal is how they can be relevant next year. You just improved. You just won 9 games in the league. You showed improvement. You are LSU. You are a brand. They should be able to make an impact and go get some players this summer. We shall see. If not, if all of a sudden they take a step back from 9-9, I think the expectation now, Tommy, is you've got to make the NCAA tournament next year.
I agree.
Can McMahon survive if they don't make the NCAA tournament and they make the NIT? Maybe. Let's see what the body of work is. But the bottom line is that I think Scott Woodward is going to give him 3 years. Don't necessarily know if he gives them 4. 3 years with the same. If he does the same thing this year, makes the NIT, doesn't make the NCAA tournament, is that enough? I don't know. We'll see what the world is like a year from now. A lot can happen. But at the same time, it's all about recruiting. Will Wade is over there rubbing it in the face at how good he was as a coach and a recruiter, going 30-3, a 12 seed at McNeese, winning the conference outright during the regular season, postseason, and has more talented and better talented players in Lake Charles and McNeese than LSU does. That's inexcusable. And so, we shall see. let's jump over to the bracket. You filled out your bracket. I haven't done mine yet. I'm going to do it before the tip. But I'll say this, Tommy. I don't have any expectation that I'm going to win. I haven't followed college basketball that closely this year outside of the teams that we talk about on this show. So I don't feel like I have a good gauge on anything. I used to be so into it. I even won a bracket once when I was in college. But that said, do you have McNeese beating Gonzaga on your bracket?
Yes, I do have McNeese winning, but then losing in the second round. I do have that. And I'm like you. I don't follow college basketball real close. Obviously, we follow the local teams, and maybe an eye or two on the Southland and the Sun Belt and the SEC. But I got a lot of chalk. So if you don't follow it, the plan is, according to the experts, is a lot of chalk. I got 3 number 1 seeds and a number 2 seed. Ended up in the Final Four with Phoenix. And I got Houston winning it all against UConn in the final game on that Monday night out in Phoenix. But I do have McNeese winning. And, I entered my bracket. I'm the one bracket dude. I don't fill out 10 brackets and then one of them starts doing good and I brag about it. I do one bracket, and if it's good, I'm going to tell you. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you. That's the way TK rolls with the bracket.
Connecticut won the championship last year. They're, one of the number 1 seeds this year. I think if off the top, if I just have to throw something off the cuff, I'm going to say, all right, Connecticut's going to repeat in my mind. Houston, to me, and this is just the eyeball test, they get beat by 20-something in their championship game. Who gets beat by 20-something in their conference championship game and then goes on to win the national championship? Does that story happen? So I'm not buying that, right? And when I've watched Houston, yeah, they're super athletic, but they win a lot of 55-45 games. I don't know. Did they have enough offense? I know they got defense and length, and I don't know. Did they have enough offense? I've never been impressed with. This is the year where there hasn't been that dominant number 1. Which makes the tournament more fun because it's kind of anybody's game. I mean, I saw a bracket, somebody had Mississippi State making it to the championship game. So I do believe that if there's ever a year for a Cinderella or for some low seeds to advance, I think this is kind of the year. I don't think there's just that obvious, dominant, team that everybody's fearing in the tournament. But anyway, I'll be pulling for McNeese. Be looking forward to them. They play Thursday night late over on the West Coast in Salt Lake City against Gonzaga. And again, this isn't a Gonzaga 1, 2, 3 seed Gonzaga. This is a 5 seed Gonzaga that won a lot of games because they weren't the best team in their league even. So beatable. I think that's why you saw McNeese be excited. They were hoping to be a 12 seed. They thought they were going to be a 12 seed. Will Wade told Anthony Piazza, I think we're going to be a 12 seed before the selection. He was right. And so I think you saw them be excited because they know every year 1 or 2 12 seeds win. They beat 1 or 2 year, every 12 seeds beat 5 seeds.
Yeah, so that's going to be fun. I will keep an eye on McNeese, try to watch that game. And see how they do. Hopefully, I got them winning that first game, just the 12-5 thing, and I'm buying into Will Wade and the excitement and all of that. Back to Houston, I like their coach, Kelvin Sampson. I've liked him for a long time. He's been around forever. I'm looking at that big loss in the conference championship game. It's just a hiccup, maybe a wake-up call for them. I think they'll be all right. I got them winning it all. And again, I'm not a guru on these brackets, but I always fill one out, and I'll keep you posted. Hunter McCann and I have a little wager going on against each other, so I'll keep you posted on how it goes.
Who does Hunter have winning it?
I haven't seen his bracket yet. He and I are in the Sports Shorts group on CBS, and you got to get in that. You got till like 11:15 tomorrow morning to do that, and then the 3 of us, will be something we can talk about.
All right, so let's go over to LSU baseball for a minute. By the way, the Pelicans won again last night. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They're rolling. They're top 5, headed towards 4 with a bullet in the West, which is fantastic. If they can get to that top 4 spot, that means they will host the playoff series. Be the home team in their first playoff series, which is great. But LSU baseball, they get back on the winning track last night. They 10-run rule Louisiana Tech 11-1 in 8 innings after they were 10-run ruled themselves 15-5 on Sunday at Mississippi State. But Tommy White, usually when you get to SEC play, your average doesn't go up, it goes down or stays the same. Tommy White is like, I guess he wasn't motivated. I guess he wasn't fired up. I guess he didn't really care until now, because he's hit 4 home runs in 4 straight games. He had 4 hits last night. I mean, this is the Tommy White that everybody thought they were going to see in 2024. And finally, after only having 2 homers last Thursday, he's got 6 homers here on this Wednesday.
We talked about it last week when you said he had 2. I said he's the kind of guy that could hit 3 or 4 this weekend. Well, I got that one right. I got lucky. But anyway, I mean, if he gets hot, that helps the guy in front of him and the guy behind him, as we all know. But look, LSU put up a 5 spot, not the inevitable 2. They put up a 5 spot in the first inning. And that kind of puts you in the right direction. And then the pitching was decent. Used, 7 different guys on the mound and did not see Cade Anderson. So he's going to be somebody that will throw against Florida, I'm guessing, either Saturday or Sunday, or if there's some super-duper matchup Friday night, get 1 or 2 guys out. But so LSU with a convincing win over a decent Tech team that had been a little bit hot as of late and swept Northwestern State last week in Ruston. And they got a good club. Their coach, Lane Burroughs, he's his 8th year, y'all said last night. And I always liked him as a coach, even when he was in Natchitoches with the Demons. So, but it was a nice win for LSU, a win that they got to bounce back after what happened to State. Now, all eyes are on Florida. By the way, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 2 o'clock. That's your game times this weekend. First and third game are on the main platform of the SEC Network. Saturday games are stream only. Then
the LSU win last night. The other thing, sleeper, Josh Pearson. Josh Pearson's finally looks like he's found his hit stroke. 4 games in a row. He's got 7 hits in his last 4 games or something, 7 or 8 hits. That's good, because you got to have somebody, and ideally a left-hander, because LSU is a little limited with the left-handed bats. You got to find somebody, and he's a veteran hitter. He's in his 3rd year. He had a really good freshman year where he hit like almost 300 with 9 homers. He hasn't yet to get it going. Now he has, and you can put him at the moment. They've got him behind White in the lineup, sort of protect him a little bit, the lefty-righty matchup. But Jones had a home run on a changeup, albeit a changeup 2 or 3 miles an hour faster than the pitcher would have liked. It was a first pitch changeup, which tells me that Jones was probably looking for it. He got it, and he hit it the other way, which was impressive. 419 to right center on that changeup. So some good things happened for LSU last night. Kling got a double, which, I mean, he hadn't had a hit in 2 or 3 weeks, so that was good for him. And the Tigers were able to 10-run rule. They did have some trouble at the start of the game with their first 3 pitchers, and so it wasn't a clean sheet for LSU as they walked 5 through the first 3 innings. But then the back end ended up figuring it out a little bit and helping them. Griffin Herring, the sophomore lefty, was the one who got the win in relief for LSU. Giants series this weekend. George Cruz, Dylan Cruz's dad's going to be flying in, coming to watch that series. He told me he hates Florida, so he lives in Longwood, Florida. So the Cruz family will be in the house pulling for LSU. Florida had some bubbles. They were 10-6 going into SEC play. Took 2 out of 3 man who was defeated 18-0, and Florida took care of business. So it's going to be a big, big series at home for LSU this weekend, and hopefully, and they got to win this series because they go on the road to Arkansas, and Arkansas is going to be almost an impossible place for them to win that series. Their schedule's super duper tough the first 15.
Yeah, they got to focus on one game at a time. The old cliche, but got to get 2 out of 3 against Florida. Whatever you got to do, I don't care. Low scoring, high scoring, extra innings, whatever it might be. Got to figure out a way to win 2, and if somehow you get 3, then you do a cartwheel down the street. But I'm looking forward to that this week. A little rain in the forecast Friday, but shouldn't affect the game with it being a 7 o'clock start. And if they got to put a tarp down, they will. So I don't think there'll be a problem. But keep in mind, you can't use Monday to finish off a game that might get rained out. And we'll let LSU make all those decisions.
Over here at Oak Wing Golf Course in the heart of central Louisiana, right in Alexandria, a great golf course. And they've got some new management, and the course is probably in the best shape it's been in the last 20 years. We actually haven't had a Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame golf tournament here since 2018. But we'll be back here in May 14th, Tuesday, May 14th. Mark your calendar. Our celebrity Hall of Fame golf tournament. We'll have a lot more info for you next week. We'll release all the be able to sign up for it. We'll tell you when where you can sign up for individuals, golf teams. You'll be paired with a celebrity or not paired with a celebrity, your choice. We're going to have a big giant party the night before on Monday the 13th from 6 to 9 p.m. here at the golf course. Going to have some outstanding entertainment out on the back patio. We're going to have food stations inside. We're going to have on the 10th hole, which is literally right behind where I'm seated. We're going to have some par 3 competitions and stuff like that, closest to the hole competitions as well, with DJ and music and food and all that going on. It's going to be an awesome event. So May 13th, 14th in Alexandria, Oak Wing Golf Course. We'll tell you all about it here in a few days, but mark your calendar for you golfers to join us for that. TK, what else is happening in the world of sports? There's big news out of New Orleans. The most New Orleans Saints ever. The most New Orleans Saints thing ever happened yesterday. Tell us about it.
Well, they had signed Chase Young, $13 million guaranteed. Young was the number 2 pick in the draft a few years back, and he blew up a knee one year. He's not been the healthiest guy. Well, after they signed him, Adam Schefter, one of these NFL reporter guys, reveals that he's going to have neck surgery. He's going to miss all of the OTAs and whatever they do between now and then. But he's expected, not guaranteed, he's expected to be ready for the regular season. Wow. Let's hope the Saints knew about all that. If they didn't, shame on them, okay? But, I mean, come on. And, he's guaranteed. And, neck surgery, that just doesn't go with football. If you're a defensive lineman, elbow surgery or finger surgery, you can survive. But neck surgery in football, that's kind of like I'm still amazed by they have all this axe throwing stuff and they sell beer while people throw axes. I just don't see that going together. Well, I don't see neck surgery in football being a thing. Let's hope it works out for the Saints, because having Cam Jordan on one side and him on the other in a game that you have to affect the quarterback, that sounds great. That looks great. Might be great. But listen, come on.
What we're being told is that all the teams that were talking to him knew that he was going to have this neck surgery procedure, and that he's expected to be back for training camp, not regular season. He's expected to be back for training camp. I can totally see a scenario where, just one more week, and then he gets back like the week before the season where he's out of shape. He's not, held. No wonder the dude took the $13 million 1-year deal, right? No wonder, because clearly you got a situation where, what other teams are willing to offer. This BS about how he told his mom New Orleans is where he felt the most comfortable and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I guess he did. He had a guaranteed $13 million no matter what happens to the next surgery. Was anybody else offering him guaranteed money? This is the most New Orleans Saints thing ever. 1 minute, we're all excited. Hey, we think we've got a deal. We think we got a potential. We might have a diamond in the rough. We might have a guy who is, he played well in the postseason. He showed some signs of life. Maybe. And then all of a sudden, oh no, he's having the neck surgery. He might not be making back for training camp. What? Unbelievable.
Well, time will tell. Let it play out, like Rance always says. Right. Let it play out.
Tell us about Tremonti's, TK.
Yeah, real quick. Dodgers beat the Padres 5-2, Major League Baseball regular season game today over in Korea. They'll play again tomorrow morning. You got to get up at 5 in the morning if you want to see it. But anyway, we'll talk more about that on Friday. But Tremonti's meat and seafood and everything else, the catering, the wine, the liquor, the lunch specials. Crawfish. Easter's right around the corner. Boiled crawfish, live crawfish. They're going to have what you need. Good meat ain't cheap. Cheap meat ain't good. That's what I like to say at Tremonti's. And we'll make a big announcement in the coming weeks about Tremonti's and the Baton Rouge Rougarou. We'll get to that in the coming weeks as well. The Rougarou game's not that far away. May 30th, first game. But stop by Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. Come check out everything they do and everything they have. You'll be glad you did.
All right, TK, we'll be back. Hey, by the way, Major League Baseball underway. Dodgers win. They're 1-0. They're going to go 162-0, something like that, sort of, I think. But you told me something interesting about they played the game in South Korea. And, of course, people that don't know, Ohtani, the richest man in sports, ended up getting married this offseason sort of secretly. And his wife was at the game. And you said it was worse than what?
than Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. I mean, you know, it'd be like a ground ball to the shortstop, and then they'd throw to the first, and then they would show the reaction of Otani White. I don't mean when he batted, okay? She's a beautiful woman. There's no question she's beautiful. 5'11", big-time basketball player in Japan. I think the genetics between her and Otani, I think Mike's producing an athletic offspring, I would think. But she's a beautiful woman. But get ready. If you watch a Dodgers game, that's all you're going to see is pictures. It's like the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing. That's all they're going to talk about. That's all you're going to see. You know, again, they'll play tomorrow, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. He did have 2 hits today. Mookie Betts had 2 hits. Dodgers win.
Each of those hits cost the Dodgers this year $1 million. All right, we'll be back Friday morning for more Sports Shorts Daily presented by L'Auberge Casino. L'Auberge Casino, the place to go this week. I mean, this is what it's all about, March Madness. I mean, play hooky on Thursdays and Fridays, half day, you know, go to L'Auberge, sit in the sports book, have the great food, watch all the games. You got the betting windows literally right there, the kiosk all over. Folks are going to be cheering, screaming for their different games. I mean, this is what it's all about. If you're a sports bettor, there's no better week than this week in sports.
Right.
Vegas this week, it's going to be the biggest week at L'Auberge also.
Tomorrow is the biggest day of the year in America for people missing work. Okay, bigger than the Monday after the Super Bowl, because obviously the Super Bowl is only a couple teams involved. You got 32 teams going to play tomorrow, 32 Friday. The number of people missing work with the old got the sniffles. The eyes aren't working good today. It's amazing because it's just going to be basketball. And you're right, no better place than the sports book at L'Auberge, where you can bet just about anything you want. They'll have the games everywhere, scores everywhere. So make your plans to get to the sports book at the L'Auberge Casino and Hotel in Baton Rouge. I know many of you guys are missing work. Many of you girls missing work. Go to the casino. You'll be glad you did.
I'm making sure if any Rougarou employees or Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame employees are watching this, no days off tomorrow. Everybody better show up to work. All right, TK, be back Friday for more Sports Shorts Daily. Until everybody like and share, and have a good one.